This is Drosera indica from Australia, and it is a scented variety, and it has pink flowers. As you can see, it is very beautiful, at least in my opinion, and it catches quite a large sum of insects. It's actually, so far, it looks stronger than Drosera than any other dewy plant I've ever seen. It catches wasps and can even hold up giant beetles, moths. It's right here, a nice big moth there. It catches flies by the, there's a lot of flies. Almost as much as Sarracenia. It is very drought tolerant, and because it grows naturally in places where it's very sandy and not enough water. As you know, Australia is a dry continent. If you water it too much, it dies when mature. Now, when they're small, they can grow in an area where there's a lot of water, almost submerged. But once they get bigger, you can tell because the top tentacles, if there's too much water, the top tentacles kind of look like this. They're not extended all the way, and that usually means there's too much water. So if the new tentacles started going like that, it means it's too much water. You need to cut down on the water. Now, also another clue is that sometimes the tentacles will start looking yellow. Now, if the heads of the tentacles look yellow, that usually means that there's too much water. And this is kind of an example of a little bit too much water. Not fatal yet, but if there's a lot, like a great sum of water, and they're not happy, the leaves will only be about that long. So you just gotta kind of keep it when you're watering, so where the tentacles are all fully extended, and that's good. The maximum size I've seen this species get, about 11 inches tall from the base of the soil, and that, since this is in July right now, that was in November actually, so they had a little bit more time to grow. They are annuals, and they do produce tons of seed. As you can see here, the seed pods are actually very strange. They grow in this very long format, which makes it very easy to collect seed, because if this pod ripens, you can take that right off. That pod ripens, you can take that one off too. And you can just keep going down the line. The seed is some of the coolest CP seed I've ever seen. It's my favorite. They're little round balls. I'm going to try to get some for you. Here. So this is a seed pod that's ripe, and you can see the seed. It's very, very, very cool because it rolls so easily. Right now it's probably a little sticky, but if they're dry in a container, it's such a pleasure to work with. The only problem is it can get away from you. So if you have the right conditions, we're in San Diego right now, Mediterranean climate, kind of similar to Australia. If you have the right conditions, this is a great weed, probably the strongest sundew there is. I can't say that yet because I don't know about every sundew, but it's very strong, very easy to grow, has a stronger scent than Drosera does, but yet it's nicer to work with, and it's not as hard to get. Well, thank you for watching. I hope this answered some of your questions about Drosera indica.